The best kept investment secret. That's not actually a secret because pretty much everybody knows about it.
I'm talking about the dividends, baby.
There are tons of investors out there who specifically seek out purchasing stock, major stock that is paying out dividends. We call that a dividend investment strategy. So let's talk about that now. Hey guys, it's your girl, Jackie, bringing you money talk on investing, personal finance, and debt on a weekly basis for the month of January 2021 on a daily basis. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I have a brand new video up. Let's jump right in. Alright, so the last video that I actually posted on my channel was specifically on the basics of dividends. So definitely I will leave a link in the actual description box for you so you can check that out if you're not familiar. But for those of you who are familiar on the concept of dividends, as you know, there are certain companies that will pay out dividends on a quarterly or even monthly basis, depending on how much stock it is that you have in their company. Or not depending on. If you have stock in their company, they will pay you dividends if they're doing well. So there are investors out there who have completely made their entire strategy and focus to find which are the companies that are paying out the most in dividends and specifically seeking out to fill up their portfolios with stock in those specific organizations. So I've been doing some research on that because I think it's very interesting. Certainly, it's good to know at the very least. And these are the top tips that I have found as per my research if this is something that you are interested in doing. So tip number 1 is to definitely do your research in the specific companies before you buy the stock. And the reason for this is, as mentioned in the prior video, not every company pays out dividends. In fact, companies are not required to pay out dividends even if they're doing really well. So if you're going for a dividend investment strategy, then you want to make sure that you are going for companies and purchasing stock and shares in companies that have a track record, a good track record, in paying out the maximum dividends and historically are doing well. This is something that you should be doing no matter what your investment strategy is. You do not want to purchase shares of a company or the CEO is a hot mess. Ooh, excuse me, am I allowed to curse? Where the head people are just like a hot mess and management doesn't know what they're doing and they're making a lot of changes and things aren't going well. And the reason for that is because even if an organization does pay out dividends for their shareholders, if they're not doing well financially, fiscally, then they're probably not going to be able to pay out dividends anyway. So definitely in terms of your research, you are looking for companies that historically have been known to pay out dividends for each one of the shareholders. And also specifically is managed well. We want companies that historically have a track record of doing well financially and fiscally for years. And that means probably not putting a ton of money in companies that just popped up overnight. That may not be a safe bet. Obviously, that's a much more high-risk move to go for companies that you don't know very much about. So definitely, if at all possible, do your research. Tip number 2, don't shy away from index funds. I talk about it on my channel all the time. Your girl loves her some index funds because it does a really good job of sort of mitigating the risk because you have a ton of different companies within that one specific index fund. So definitely there are index funds for literally everything. We were talking about it on the last index fund video that I had done where it's like, I think there was one on like casinos. Like they have an index fund for basically everything. So do you think that somebody sat there and decided to create an index fund of which are the companies that pay out the highest amounts of dividends? Yeah, that exists. So definitely do not shy away from purchasing index funds that are specifically targeted toward high dividend earnings. Sometimes they call those either growth targeted funds, or even sometimes it'll just say like high dividend funds. But definitely that is an option for you if you are after them. Dividends, baby. Tip number 3, you gotta do the drip. Drip, drip. Am I talking about your faucet? No, I'm not talking about your faucet. Dividend, reinvestment, investment plan basically means is as you are growing your portfolio and adding lots and lots of stock and index funds that produce lots of dividends, it is a smart idea to make sure that you are not taking those dividends and purchasing really cool things with them. It must feel so tempting whenever you get a check from a company to just go and spend it. But instead, the smart thing to do would be to reinvest that money back into your actual portfolio to purchase even more dividend producing stock. So you are going to take any dividends that you're earning and you're just going to reinvest it and purchase even more stock with it. And my last tip for you is kind of a no-brainer. But as mentioned, as I talk about this a lot on my channel, is do not be afraid to find yourself a very good fee-only professional advisor when it comes to your finances. They will have the inside scoop, the inside knowledge, and will be able to steer you in terms of what are the best ways to specifically tailor your entire portfolio to rake in those sweet, sweet dividends. Sweet, sweet dividends. So be sure to find yourself a fee-only financial advisor in your area. And guys, that's going to do it for me today. Today's video was short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button for me. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time I have a brand new video up. Woo! Definitely for additional content similar to what we covered today, be sure to check out my blog, which is available at focusedfrugalfab.com. And I will see you guys soon. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching. Bye.